The following program was produced by the students of the Brian Lamb School of Communication at Purdue University.
On this edition of FastTrack News, a signature and historical piece of Purdue's campus is about to get a huge facelift. And later, the struggle of depression and how you can get the help you need. A visit from the founder of Vox gives insight on building your resume in today's journalism. Find out this and more on this episode of FastTrack News. Hello and welcome to another week of FastTrack News Magazine. I'm your host, Declan McInerney.
And I'm Macy Tetrick. Purdue's Union has been a well-known landmark on campus since its original construction in 1929, with the Union Club Hotel as one of its key features. FastTrack's Mike Folta set out to find what changes could be in store for one of Purdue's most iconic settings.
Purdue's Union Hotel has been here on campus since 1929, and it hasn't had modern renovations in years. Fortunately, help is on the way, according to hotel director Zane Reif.
My understanding is that the board of trustees had been working with a private donor, Bruce White, about renovations to the hotel. We, as part of the Purdue Memorial Union Club Hotel, have been thinking about it for years, and so this was just a perfect opportunity. My understanding is it's a $30 million gift. I don't know all of the logistics behind that gift, but it's a $30 million gift from Bruce White to Purdue University to renovate the Union Club Hotel.
Despite its age, the Union Club Hotel can still provide a comfortable stay, but it maybe lacks the world-class feel that Director Reif would like to see.
Well, there hasn't been a major renovation to the hotel in quite a few years. I think as part of these plans conceptually, it's looking to really blow out that front lobby and give it more space and kind of a better greeting area for our guests. It'll be a complete redesign. I think they're looking at fixtures, furnishings, everything that goes into that lobby to kind of make it a world-class operation. The other thing that they'll be doing is renovating all of the rooms. We haven't really touched a lot of the rooms, so looking at the amenities, all of the fixtures and the furnishings that go into each one of those rooms. The additional aspects of the project that conceptually you probably saw in a few of the drawings is they're adding a restaurant and a hotel as part of that concept.
With 192 rooms, the Union Club Hotel is the largest hotel in the greater Lafayette area. Director Reif says the $30 million gift from Dean and Barbara White will make it the nicest.
I am most excited that we're actually getting an opportunity to renovate the hotels here. We do so much business throughout the year. So I think one of the busiest hotels in Lafayette. We have over 192 rooms. And so I think to have a top-notch experience here at Purdue University, you have to have those top-notch rooms, and we'll have that opportunity to do that now.
Other independent developers are planning 3 new hotels close to Purdue's campus, but this crowding doesn't worry Reif.
There's a competitive advantage to renovating a hotel, and I think that'll be one of the aspects that as you think about it. If you have a brand new hotel popping up or around the area, you want to stay competitive in your market, and I think this will allow Purdue University to do that. I think it'll be beneficial for the university, but I think it'll be a nice perk for any guests that are coming to the university as well. So absolutely, we look at what the competition is doing, but I think this will make us very competitive in the market.
There's no timeline as of now for the big renovations. When they come, Purdue will have a brand new centerpiece to its campus. Mike Folta, FastTrack News.
Thanks, Mike. It looks like the Union isn't the only building on campus getting a new look. The landscape is quickly changing on Chauncey Hill, from high-rise apartment buildings to new bike lanes on the ground. FastTrack reporter Lauren McAdams takes us a look at one of the most iconic landmarks that's about to become a memory.
On the lively campus of Purdue University, the hustle never seems to stop. However, big changes are coming. Plans for commercial and residential changes are on the way. What many students know as Chauncey Mall will soon be turned into commercial stores and large apartment complexes.
I met my husband at Jake's. We have so many great memories.
For some students, the changes seem to be coming about a little fast. It's a change that some see as exciting, but they're also sad to see the memories go.
feel like it is a big part of Purdue. Like a lot of our traditions do happen here.
Senior Nadia Gildman has been at Purdue for 4 years and says she sees the benefit for the changes, but will also miss the traditions.
Used to having the Den and Jake's and where else here, and like if it gets torn down, that stuff won't be here, so it'll be weird to see. It'll be a new adjustment.
Class of 2008 alumni Marla White said she's also sad to see Chauncey Mall go, but does also see the benefits.
I think it definitely changes a little bit of the culture of Purdue. You can tell things are moving forward for tradition's sake. I do feel like a little bit of that is being taken away, but I guess sometimes you have to risk that.
Reporting for Com 497, this has been Lauren McAdams.
Thanks, Lauren. It's exciting to see the ways that campus is changing.
Coming up on Fast Track, while Purdue is celebrating its 150th year at Purdue, one professor is celebrating his 50th year of teaching. Who it is and why he's been a Boilermaker since 1968.
Being involved in the 3-year program at Purdue made it easier to say to myself I could get done in 3 years. The 3-year program helped save me a ton of money. In not completing my 4th year, I would save around $30,000. It will give you an advantage, if anything. Doing the 3-year program at Purdue has shown me that I have motivation to do whatever it takes to get my degree.
Welcome back to Fast Track News. As Purdue celebrates 150 years of giant leaps, one department has a different reason to celebrate. Its professor who has been here for 50 of those 150 years. Macy Tetrick got the chance to meet him and see why he made Purdue his home.
My name is Ernie A.G. and I'm a professor at Purdue, and been at Purdue for a long, long time.
Dr. Agee is celebrating his 50th anniversary working in the Department of Earth, Atmospheric, and Planetary Science. That's 1/3 of the time that Purdue has been open for classes. Although staying with the same career for so long is an accomplishment, many in the department think Dr. Agee's real impact isn't how long he's been here, but how he connects with and teaches others.
It's kind of hard to summarize that the impacts that Professor Agee has made on our department and at Purdue and in meteorology in general.
Dr. Mike Baldwin, a professor in the same department, shares an office with Dr. Agee and has known him for the last 12 years.
He's a huge presence here in our department. He has done a lot of outstanding research on tornadoes and severe weather. Probably the most outstanding thing that he's done, I think, in our department is just his excellence in teaching and mentoring our students.
Outside of teaching, Dr. Agee has done countless hours of severe weather research. In 1990, he was awarded Sagamore of the Wabash for his work in safely removing hazardous chemicals from Indiana that were left over from military combat. Now he encourages Purdue students to also complete research. Charlotte Yeager, a junior in atmospheric science, decided to attend Purdue to do research because she met with Dr. Agee on a college visit.
He is just so kind and considerate, and he understands you have other classes, and he really works with that, and he just tries to make it work for you. He lets you pick what you want to research, and he just really wants you to get the most out of it.
Other students who have had Dr. Agee describe him as dedicated, kind-hearted, relatable, intelligent, helpful, fun, and the epitome of student-centered education. According to Dr. Agee, he has stayed here for research opportunities and the fun aspects of Purdue, including football. One picture in his office is him with Drew Brees. According to Dr. Agee, Brees was lucky enough to get to meet him on that day. As much as Dr. Agee has made an impact on the people at Purdue, it's clear that the school has also made an impact on him over the years and has become his home. Macy Tetrick, Fast Track News.
Thanks, Macy. Even though Dr. AG has spent 50 years of his teaching and research at Purdue, he says he plans to continue working here as long as he is healthy. In other campus news, Purdue students had the opportunity to hear journalist and political commentator and founder of Vox, Ezra Klein, give insight into his time at Vox and see how to succeed in journalism. Ding Dang How attended Klein's meeting to see how he established Vox.
Last Wednesday, the journalist, blogger, and political commentator who works as editor-at-large and founder of Vox, Ezra Klein, showed up in Purdue campus for a discussion of Supreme Court nomination.
Tools both for and against journalists across the globe, really. There's the four.
Before that, he sat down and had conversation with students at the Center for C-SPAN Scholarship and Engagement. And he told students he was trying to do something different.
I think a lot of things happen because somebody's in an industry and they see something they feel they should be doing. It's where their work should go, but they can't quite get there. And Vox was built to solve the problem of, we thought we had a better way to cover things like the Affordable Care Act, which was up on that screen earlier, but we couldn't quite get there. We needed new technology, we needed new workflows, we needed a different way of organizing personnel. And so it's an effort to solve those problems.
During the conversation, Ezra told students his experience and feelings of establishing Vox.
I am very, very, very proud of building Vox. Doing things differently is harder than I thought it would be. It's a lot easier to have ideas about what is not being done in the market than to actually, in a day-to-day way, every day, resist the pressure to do things the way everybody else is doing them. I'd say we succeed like 3 days out of 5. But even in an organization where everybody's more or less on the same page and built to do things in a specific way, the pull to just do what everybody else is doing is overwhelming. It's so powerful. It's so much more powerful than I had understood it to be. And you know, the other thing as an entrepreneur is that roles are very ill-defined. And so one of the things that I did for a long time was everything. I wrote and I made videos and I made podcasts and I was the editor-in-chief and I was basically the business manager, and I was like, not like a lot of other people were everything too. It was not a one-man show by any means, but I had my hand in everything. And eventually we got big enough that I had to choose what was I really doing, right? What did I really want to do? And that's when I stepped down to ZIC, let somebody else manage the whole of the organization so I could focus on creative direction and some of my own reporting, writing, because that's how I get ideas about the world and how I get ideas about how we should cover the world.
As a journalist, Ezra also gives his advice to Brian Lamb School students who wants to approach a career-owned journalism industry.
What makes you a better journalist is doing a lot of journalism, is writing all the time. And so whether you're doing that for someone, or you're doing it on Medium, or you're doing it on a Blogspot blog, like just trying to write a lot, whether you're doing that in an internship or on your own. You know, if you apply for a job at Vox and you're at some place I've never heard of, or you're not even at any place at all, but I can see 3 articles you've done that I just wish we had been the ones to publish, that's much more compelling to me than you were an intern at Vanity Fair. I know Vanity Fair, but it doesn't really tell me anything about you. So, you know, trying to do the work as much as you can, and go to places that let you do the work with some supervision is, I think, 3 good kind of rubrics to know if every day you're doing what you need to do to get a little bit better and to prove yourself in your own field.
Thanks, Ding Dang. It seems that the best way to succeed in something is to practice it not only in school, but also in a professional setting. To learn more about internships, visit the Purdue Center of Career Opportunities online or in room 132 in Young Hall.
Coming up on FastTrack, a limited exhibit open to the public visits Purdue, who its sponsors are, and when you can view it.
One of the things that I really enjoy about being a professor at Purdue and being able to interact with students is that oftentimes I get emails from students several years on after they've graduated saying, like, your course changed the way that I look at sport. Your course changed the way that I think about our society. My research focuses on the amount of coverage and the type of coverage of men's and women's sports on televised news and sports highlight shows. What kinds of stories are the media telling about sports, and then how does that inform and impact the way we think about gender and race? My freshman year, everything was about boys football and boys basketball. We didn't have the language or the ability to articulate or to know better that if we were supporting the boys team, we should have been supporting the girls team as well. So I was really interested in kind of learning more about the cultural aspects of why some of those gender differences might exist. The problem that I'm trying to solve is how do we address the larger inequalities within sport that relate specifically to sociocultural factors. For me, that's important. It's just exposing students to a different way of thinking about and seeing their world.
Welcome back to FastTrack News. The Stewart Center is a temporary home to many exhibits and works of art. The month of October offers a rare opportunity for the Purdue community to check out an exhibit that only few get to see. FastTrack's Declan McInerney went inside to check it out.
Starting with a bid in 2015 by one of the Purdue library assistants, turned into Purdue being selected as one of just 2 sites in Indiana to host the exhibit Native Voices. Addition to the rare exhibit, Native Voices will feature 5 different programs along with it. One of those programs was hosted by Purdue graduate student Daniel Bird.
I have been known to paint, and I'm able to teach it and hold a session, so I was invited by the Native American Cultural Center and the library here on campus to come out and host and conduct a painting session for anybody, for the public, whoever wanted to come and paint with me today.
Daniel is from Kiowa Pueblo, or more formally known as Santo Domingo Pueblo, in New Mexico. He is studying to get his master's degree as a wildlife student. Native Voices was founded by the National Library of Medicine and is lent out by the American Library Association. Purdue library assistant Ann O'Donnell was the one who initially put out the bid for Purdue to host the exhibit.
Tonight's program we had Painting with Daniel Bird. It is part of our Native Voices exhibit programming. So if you ever get a chance, we do have a traveling exhibit from the American Library Association down in our former reading room. And it's called Native Voices, Native People's Concepts of Health and Illness. It talks about different topics relating to wellness and culture in the Native American culture.
It was a lot of fun. It was great. I think everybody was pretty happy with their canvases and the way their paintings turned out.
Fast Track News, I'm Declan McInerney.
The Native Voices will be around until October 25th. For more information and additional events, visit the Native American Educational and Cultural Center online. In more campus news, last week, Purdue took part in Mental Health Week. Today, we'll hear the story of someone who struggles with depression and what you can do to help both yourself and others. Here's Maggie Merchkovich to give us a look at the impact of mental health on campus.
Students may be back from fall break, but midterm stress is far from over. In honor of Mental Health Awareness Day on October 10th, we caught up with a couple of Purdue students to see how they deal with their stress during exam season.
I'm in ceramics here, which is great because I just could go into the studio and throw on the wheel, which is what it's called. And then I also go rock climbing when I have time, which is also a great way to de-stress. And Netflix. Always watch TV. It's always an easy go-to.
If I can't do anything about it, then I try to, I like to read. I'm in band, so I do a lot of music. I play piano, I play trombone, so I use that kind of stuff to kind of deal with my stress.
I have a couple of ways to deal with my stress. My main thing that's typical is I'm involved in Purdue musical organizations as the member of the Purduettes, which is the women's choir on campus. And it's kind of what I like to call my stress reliever that causes stress. So it's really fun, but at the same time it's a lot of work.
So stay busy, stay involved, and stay positive. And midterm stress will pass before you know it. Margaret Merchkovich, Fast Track News.
For more information on services available to students on campus, students can visit Purdue Counseling and Psychological Services online or at 601 Stadium Mall Drive.
Regular business hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. till 5 p.m., or students can call 765-494-6995 in a mental health crisis. If it is an emergency, please call 911.
That's all we have for today's episode of Fast Track News Magazine. I'm Macy Tetrick.
And I'm Declan McInerney. See you next week.
If you're a student who would like to save thousands of dollars and also show the world that you're a real go-getter, here's a way to do it. I hope every graduate of our College of Liberal Arts shares my intense pride in the college for its new innovation, the Degree in 3 program. Special congratulations to all those enterprising liberal arts students who want to come get a first-rate liberal arts education and do it on a faster track.